Hello, it's Musa once again. No, you're not dreaming. I'm testing black. I went back to Abzan Elves. In a combo meta, one way to answer everything is playing Thoughtseize, isn't it? And how could I play black and play Thoughtseize without playing Grist, or trying at least to play Grist once again? This league made me think a lot, If you stay with me, you'll see with why too. And here I will insert one screenshot, and I would like you to think and tell me what you would take from this hand of the opponent, because I kept thinking about my choices a lot. But without any further ado, let's go to the leak and let's see if we should go back to Abzan Elves. Okay, here we go. Let's go. Let's go play Abzan Elves. Abzan Devoted Elves. No lands. Visitor Remedies goes to the bottom, and I hope I'll draw something. The good thing is that a Formidable Speaker can go and get Grist. Let's see if Grist is actually a good card. Right now I have nothing, so I will progress my game using a Priest of Titania. I don't even know what the opponent is playing, but with the meta being so degenerate, I do think that they are playing something very combo. Neoform or Living End. And I see a Planar Genesis in the graveyard, so I know definitely that they're playing Neobrand. And if I manage to draw I have Thoughtseize in my sideboard, which is going to be an extra help. And it's actually what I wanted, what I want with this these leagues, is to test if maybe black is the way to go, even though I keep telling everyone for so much long a time that black isn't the way to go. That's what I will try to do with the next leagues. So if we survive this turn, we're okay. What did they pitch here? They pitched a Disciple and a Summoner's Pact. And they're going for Narani. I don't care, because I can pump everything using Izzer's ability. And okay, the speaker is gonna die, but so be it. I prefer to keep the land instead of protecting something, because I want to abuse Priest of Titania's ability. Here, we're just pumping to death. We give it some regeneration shields. We have spare mana, and that's it for game number 1. We're going to game number 2. Here we are post-board. Thoughtseize come in. Grist comes out. My poor queen. She's so useless against these matchups. But I did draw my Thoughtseize, and this makes me happy. They're playing Garden of Freya standing, which means for me that they want to cycle end of their turn in order to, as they actually did with the Generous Send, to get a second land. And I decided to take Eldritch Evolution out of anything they had, because this is the enabler. If they cast a Mantrills, I do have an Erode in order to kill it. So they need to draw something to get out of it. And I see they bottomed the bridge works, which means that they're looking for something to play. Very nice. And here, I'm not going to hold back. I'm going to go for my Righteous Rhythm in order to finish them. And if they do have something to stop me, I will also have the protection of a Path and an Erode in order to kill the Mantrills in their turn. But the opponent had nothing. So that's it for match number 1. Thoughtseize, it probably won this match, this postpone match. And this is something I keep in my notes to see if actually black is still the way to go. Let's go to match number 2. Match number 2, we're playing second. I know that Le Fuego usually plays combo decks, so it's another great chance for me to test my deck, to test the Abzan version of Elves. I'm going to keep Cavern because the last time I faced them, they were playing Neobrand, and guess what? That's what they're playing again. Cavern 10-1 in order to play Llanowar Elf. They mulligan a lot to get a decent hand. They have no lands, which means they have lots of fuel. So next turn I'm going to play my Devoted Druid with the Misty Ring Forest, using my Lash Portico in order to surveil and try to find the answer. The answer is actually a Nature's Rhythm at this point. But I couldn't. Here they're going to Planar Genesis. Again, no land for them. And I draw my Vizier. And life has become so easy. and we're finishing them. And even if I didn't have the Vizier, because I have double devoted druid, I would be fine to kill them, but it would take lots and lots of clicks. Let's go to game number 2. Game number 2, once more, Grist is out. I keep these notes because we really need to figure out what cards work and which do not. Thoughtseize, I don't have anything but a Thoughtseize. So if they mulligan hard, this will be a great, great, great keep. They mulligan to 5. I'm not going to delay 10-1. I'm going to Thoughtseize them. What did they have in hand? They had Nature's Claim. I don't care. 2 Nature's Claim, Eldritch Evolution, and Summoner's Pact. I'm taking the Pact because the 2 Nature's Claims are useless. Eldritch Evolution, they need to find a creature first in order to sacrifice for the Eldritch ability. And here I'm going to Lush Portico. My beloved Kyrian Ranger will end up in the graveyard because I need to find a finisher faster. Fast. Ooh, but it seems that they had another idea. They obviously top decked their creature before I did. And the Grizzlebrand, things are not looking very good right now. And I can see that I'm going to game number 3. So let's see. Let's put Thoughtseize once more to the test. Yeah, that's a great hand with nothing else. So like game number 2, I need to do something. But first then I'm gonna Thoughtseize to see what they have. What did I take here? I took the Rider because okay, they're gonna consign my Vexing Bauble. That was a choice. Actually, that was also a mistake, Musa. I should have taken consign, and because then I would be able. No, I wouldn't be able to take the Losaurus. They would be able to sacrifice. Maybe I would die on turn 2. So okay, maybe it wasn't as wrong as I thought it was, because I'm always thinking of my games afterwards, what I did, what I didn't do, what I could have done differently. And this is why also I want you to tell me your opinion about the last round, because I keep having nightmares that I got the wrong card with Thoughtseize. Anyway, now what they're doing, they don't let me fetch. Okay, it does hurt a bit because I do have a path to exile, but I'm going to play around it. And right now we have the second combo of the deck in hand. I still know that the opponent has these cards in hand, which is always important to know. And I'm still waiting, and now it's over. What did they have? They have nothing important. That's what they had in hand. Sorry. The replays are not very helpful in order to see properly what's happening, but they're also faster, which is another good thing. And what we're going to do here is something I've shown in the past. 2 Devoted Druids plus Azuri plus enough mana to pump once. It's infinite damage. And that's it. We're going to match number 3. Match number 3, we're playing second. Decent hand. We're going to keep it. I do have to say though that the mana base is very, very dodgy with being Abzan. It's not as smooth as it used to be, or as I remember it to be, because in the past I didn't used to run Thoughtseize that much in the graveyard. So just for Grist, having a black mana was easy using caverns. If I needed, I was using a Cavern of Souls. I was naming insect, and then I was set. Especially back in the Realm Walker decks, because it was a changeling. It was working very, very smoothly with the deck. So right now we are probably facing Prowess because we see a Mishra's Bauble and a Lightning Bolt. And I want to see how it goes. I might even try to combo them next turn if they're tapped out, or I might try to play my whole hand and progress the game. And they play Monastery Swift Spear, which means they are dead unless they have a gut shot. And there we go. Chord of Calling. Chord for 2. And then I will please Formidable Speaker to get a Zuri and finish them off. The reason I didn't use Formidable Speaker to get Vizier and then try to go from there is because I wanted to make sure that my Devoted Druid would leave. The way I did it, even if they killed the Devoted Druid, I had enough mana in my mana pool to cast the rest of my hand. So if they had a gut shot, I would still be able to cast many more cards. That's the reason. These are little things. Sometimes they matter, sometimes they do not. I've been playing Modern for quite a long time, so I've learned to try to play around anything that comes to mind. And that's it, we're going to game number 2. Game number 2 against Prowess. Now, this is a matchup I really need to test. Because I had to remove lots of double white cards like Skyclave Apparition. Grist isn't good against this matchup. It was never good against Prowess because they can create significant board states. It's very, very, very slow. You're dead by the time that Grist does something. Plus, you're killing the creatures that are going to protect it. 10-1, they're preordained. They put 2 cards to the bottom, which means for me that they are looking for something. Here, I'm just gonna progress my game. Monastery, Lava Dart. Okay, I see Lava Dart in the graveyard, which means that Sanctifier has to come next turn on the board. I don't have any black cards left in the deck, so I'm very happy to fetch as I wish. Okay, now with that we set up our defenses. The main plan remains the same. Devoted Druid, try to kill them next turn. I'm playing creatures because either he's going to kill them, which means that he will have to use his removal anyway, and I'm using my mana optimally. I didn't have any paths in order to keep mana up. So right now, what on earth am I gonna get? I'm actually gonna get. I'm gonna, if I remember correctly, I'm going for a Nature Rhythm for 3 in order to get an endurance. Because I don't know if it was the right choice. They have 3 cards in hand. This is terrifying for me against Prowess because you can kill them, die on the spot if they have a slingshot in hand. So I'm trying to play around that. 1, 2, slingshot. Here it is. At least my spider senses were not wrong. Mutagenic growth. So I actually played it correctly. If I didn't play endurance as it was, I would probably die next turn. And now again, what to do? What to do? I have again 5 mana if I want to cast another endurance, because they have a slingshot. So first disadvantage that I see, I cannot go and get my Skyclave Apparition in order to kill the slingshot and get it out of the way. That would be an advantage in the Selesnya version of the deck, which I don't have anymore. And as I say, I'm not playing Grist. So I have to go back to get another endurance. And I messed up and I didn't realize that I'm actually going to take my whole graveyard away because I had 2 Nature's Rhythms sitting there. The reason I went for the graveyard is because I wanted to put the other endurance back in the deck. That was a huge misplay of mine. And then I'm going to crack and I'm going for a Lush Portico in order to fix my mess and put the Nature's Rhythm again where they should be. Why did I keep the Vex and Bauble? Because I play Mutagenic Growth and I want to be half protected, and it half stops Mishra's Bauble. Well, it doesn't really stop it because they do get the prowess trigger, but yeah. 1 card in hand for the opponent. My Zuri goes bye-bye. 0 cards in hand. Oh, they actually went for the endurance. As they're trying to go for the kill, they have 0 cards in hand. And they're attacking with a flyer. Okay, Monastery Swift Spear, I'm gonna block it with a Sanctifier. But I will take the flying damage. And of their 10, I'm gonna crack for the bauble. I have to draw an erode, a path, or another endurance. And I didn't. They have 0 cards in hand, so I'm just hoping that they will not draw anything. Even though they do have a Darcy that's fixing the top deck, so I know that death is imminent, but I have to keep on playing. Preordained, the worst of all the cards. They have to fail miserably in order to scry twice and not draw another instant or sorcery to kill me with a slingshot. And there it is. That's death. So what I get so far is that Skyclave Apparition would have been a better choice as it is, because it would have killed the slingshot, and even if I chose not to kill the slingshot with Skyclave Apparition, I would be able to take away Crystal Cutter, which is the second problem I usually face against Prowess decks. Let's go to the next match. So let's go to the next match. I'm going to keep this hand. I have a last Portico to do so anything I want. Preordained, turn 1. I don't know what this is yet. I have the combo in hand, so I will play accordingly. Meticulous Archive. I still don't know what it is, do I? And I'm playing my Devoted Druid before I play my Priest of my Lash Portico to make sure it survives or not. Otherwise, it would change what I would play. What I would actually surveil with my Portico. 3 mana. My Teferi comes back to hand. This is some type of control deck. So right now I'm gonna play both my devoted druid as well my spirit as well as my priest of Titania. Sorry for that. Angel's Grace. This was a very weird deck. This was an exceptionally weird deck that even right now, if you ask me, I have no freaking idea what it is. What I see a Thassa's Oracle together with an Angel's Grace and the Spoils of the Vault, together with a Fairy. So it is a control deck. It's an Esper control deck. I see Voices of Victory here. I'm waiting to see there. Okay, I see some weird cards, and I also see Terminus. What's worse than a Wrath? Terminus, because Wrath, you can get around it. Terminus, you cannot. So I really don't know how to navigate against this matchup, game 2, but I do know that Grist and Forces are going to be stars. So game number 2 are now against an unknown deck. We'll see how we'll navigate it. I'm going to fetch for black this time, obviously, because I have my queen in hand. And let's see what they're doing. They're thought scouring themselves. Nothing makes sense, I'm telling you. And I don't know why I chose to play Devoted Druid instead of Priest of Titania, especially when they have they play Bowmasters. There you go. I throw away Formidable Speaking in the graveyard, create times. 1, 2. Another card I didn't know, Devastation of Tide. If anyone knows the proper name for this deck, please enlighten me, as I'm clueless. So I'm thought seizing them, and they're putting them on the top of their deck with Noxious Revival. Again, the Devastation Tide. They're gonna thought seize. Sorry, let's see what They had Angel's Grace, Brain Surge, Spoils, and Devastation Tide, which means it is a combo deck. So I had to take the Angel's Grace, so I wouldn't be able to die next turn on the spot. I don't even know if Grist is going to be good at this point. The reason I have it is because they are bouncing things and doing weird things. Maybe we will be able to get them using Grist's -5 ability and kill them with the creatures in the graveyard. So here we go again. I'm trying to outgrind them, even though I know I can die on the spot. So Bowmasters aiming the Grist. I'm not going to let my queen die though. There we go. I will let Grist go to 1. If they killed it, they killed it. I couldn't do much about it. Devoted Druid this time. Untap. Lush Portico. Priest of Titania. I don't want that. What did we mill in the graveyard with Grist? I think it was a Mystic. And I prefer to keep my Priest and my Heritage in hand this time. Okay, there we go. Terminus. I'm very tempted to put the Devoted Druid in the graveyard, but I decided to put back in the deck. Now let's go once more. Plus from Grist. Priest of Titania. Heritage Druid. The opponent isn't stopping me. They're down to 6 life. I still know that they have the station they've played it. I know they have a Spoils of the Vault in hand. Angel's Grace. They're gonna Spoils from the Vault. They don't have, though, double blue. So I have no idea how they tended to cast Thassa's Oracle. I think that's how what they realized themselves too. So I won this game out of pure luck for the opponent tapping wrong. But it's okay, that's it. We're going to game number 3. So game number 3 against a deck that I don't know. All hands so far are bad. I brought in Sanctifier this time because I saw they were looping their Bowmasters. Another problem, double white with black doesn't work so well. So first turn I'm gonna fetch for white because I do have the white card in hand and see how it goes from there. Bowmasters, and you don't need to say more. I say Bowmasters, Sanctifier, and I'm gonna play the Sanctifier using my Cavern. This way, if I draw the Thoughtseize, I am able to use my Wooded Foothills to go to fetch for black. The thoughts covering me this time. That was weird. 1, 2. And yeah, I do want. Sorry, I do want the Devoted Druid because I have the combo in hand. I'm not gonna stay back. Actually, I did stay back. Right? Yeah, I stayed back. Actually, now I remember because I have no freaking idea what they're playing. Brain Surge. I think they're trying to go for a Terminus. And they drew the other card with a Miracle, the Devastation Tide. So everything goes back to hand. Scheme Symmetry. We search for a card, we put it on the top of our library. The card that I put on the top of my library was actually Thoughtseize. Here they choose to put a Wooded Foothills on the top of my library. Good thing I didn't fetch with my fetch land end of the turn. Because 99% of the times when they're doing something like that, they put on top of the library something that they want, and they're trying to mess up your top of the library. So here I'm going to Thoughtseize to see what on earth is going on. I knew they had a Bowmasters anyway. They have a Thassa's Oracle and a Witch Enchanter. I'm going to take the Thassa's Oracle. I don't care if they destroy my lands. Thassa's Oracle is the most important card. I remember it from the Ad Nauseam times. And now they have I know they still have a Watery Grave in the hand and an unknown card. Terminus again. The joy. Everything goes back. This card is so weird. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Witch Enchanter. But I draw another Devoted Druid, and I'm very happy at this point that I didn't just sacrifice them to use my Grist ability later on, if I drew the Grist. For what I've seen so far, though, the opponent is not playing any counter magic, so I have no reason not to try to go for the kill this turn using my Nature's Rhythm. And I check my graveyard again, and I see that I still have my Vizier in the deck. And that's it. And we're going to the next match. So I actually thought I had the kill here because the Angel Graced, they played spoils on the wall and the Angel Graced. But the thing is, I put them on minus using Angel Grace. So when they actually untapped, they died. Anyway, that was fun. Let's go to the last one. Last round. Let's see. And this is also where I need your help to tell me what I could have done differently, because I really believe I could have played it differently. I see a Devourer, I see Talisman, I know it's Eldrazi Ramp. So Kozilek's Return is the card to be afraid of. So I cannot really delay my game. I'm going to fetch for white here, because they might also play Microspawn and kick the land, making it impossible for me to play my Vizier. Okay, my first Devoted Druid died to an Unholy Heat. Not that bad because I do have a Cauldron and I do have another Devoted Druid in hand. 2, second Devoted Druid, and we're going. I know they have a lot of mana. They chose not to kill my Devoted Druid this time, which means that for me, they're actually trying to find something because they bottomed also 2 cards. What else did they get? They got a Misty Rainforest using Malevolent Rabble, and they got a Formidable Speaker. So this could, and they got an Emrakul, which means that next turn they're trying to kill me. But I will get to kill them first using my Nature's Rhythm and my Visor. So let's go to game number 2. Game number 2 against Eldrazi Ramp. Grist is going to stay in, Thoughtseize is going to come in, and I hope that these cards will help me decide if I did good to go black or not. Thoughtseize Specialist should be good. They bought on the Kozilek's command. Oh, double Thoughtseize, that's great. So turn 1, we're going to Thoughtseize them. And I'm going to take the Kozilek's Return from their hand, even though they have a 1-lander. I don't know if I did well or not. Because I have nothing, I'm trying to progress my game. For example, I know they have these cards in hand now. And now they're gonna Kozilek again because they top deck very nicely. I add the mana. And this time I took the Formidable Speaker. And I'm laying them with an Emrakul and a Kozilek's Return in hand. And now we're gonna abuse Formidable Speaker's ability to our advantage, which is good. I will make sure they won't be able to cast any Emrakul anytime soon. Land over Elf in the graveyard. I'm going to use my last Portico. I actually just need a finisher at this point. And I do have my Disruptor Flute in order to play it in their turn in case I try to play a Nugi. But right now they have a Kozilek's command in hand. Maybe that was the card I should have taken from the start. I don't know. I keep thinking what I did wrong. Because I drew nothing. I just needed one out here. And I'm keeping my chords and my Nature's Rhythm and plus my finishers. But I didn't manage to get enough mana in order to do something. And I am counting that they have enough mana in order to cast an Emrakul. And proactively, I'm going to cast this Raptor Flute in order to prevent them from casting Emrakul and try to buy me one more turn to finish them. What did they get this time? They actually got the Ugin. That was fun, wasn't it? So here, once again, I will try to remove as many cards as I can from the graveyard using Formidable Speaker's ability, which is under the Cauldron. And I'm going to sacrifice my last Devoted Druid, because why not? Devourer. They'll go for the other Devoted Druid and the other one with the Yugin. Maybe I played the Disruptor Flute wrong. But I was on 7 life. I mean, I didn't want the Emrakul to land, did I? Oh well, let's go to game number 3. Game number 3 against Eldrazi Ramp. This is the hand to keep, even though I cannot play the Grist. That's why it has the combo though. If they don't have a Kozilek's return, I will be able to win on turn 3. They kept the 7 though. It doesn't sound very optimistic. And they played Unholy Higit on my creature. And here they took the World Breaker. They do not have a return though in the graveyard, do they? No. So there's still hope. And there's not hope. Oh, this went wrong. I mean, they had a better hand than me, and we do know that the deck dies to a Kozilek's Return if you have nothing to follow up with. And the kicked Mycospawn was the cherry on top to tell me we're done. That's it for this league. I would like to tell me if you reached the end of this video, thank you very much for watching. I would like you to tell me if you believe that the black was necessary in the deck, or we can actually stick to white in order to fight anything degenerate that is in the meta. And I will see you in the next one.